I was asked a simple question that needed an answer.
I don't know why we're doing this, but it's fun.
So this is the morning after our Saddle Sore 1K a day ride to Reno with my brothers K6 and Warbeard. And of course, I woke up sore, my shoulders hurt, my back hurts, my arms hurt. I mean, most of me hurts. Heck, even my voice is a bit rough. I wanted to make something explaining why people do these types of rides when there's no physical or monetary gain involved. In fact, between the wear and tear on tires, amount of fuel you go through, wear on the bike and maintenance required on the bike afterwards, the physical and mental effects you have to suffer through during the ride, and even after, you come out at a loss in many ways. Yet even after all that, this is my second Saddle Sore 1K a day. My first being a ride with K6 to Utah, which I'll link here. I only mention that this is my second Saddle Sore 1K, so you understand that I knew all that was potentially in store in regards to physical, mental, and mechanical wear, and yet I still decided excitedly to do it all over again. I've done a few pretty long rides over my time riding, and the one thing I have come to learn is that no two rides are the same. Each ride has its very own unique personality that you do not fully uncover until the ride is completely over. There are so many variables that make each ride unique and have its own personality. For example, the weather, motorcycle issues, gear issues, and even physical and mental issues. I mean, for example, my ride to Utah, my saddlebags literally started ripping at the seams. And we had to overcome that small challenge and figure out how to fix it. And while that doesn't seem like a big issue, when you're 500 miles away from home and have a time limit and a time goal you want to hit, it's a challenge nonetheless. With this ride to Reno, the cold was pretty unbearable. We rode through 34 to 40 degree weather for most of the first half of the 1,000-mile journey. And while that may not seem all that cold for a lot of people watching, when you start adding the windshield, at 39 degrees, that's about 21.5 degrees at 80 miles an hour. Now do that for 8 to 10 hours straight, and most of your gear is just not going to keep you warm that long. Then there's the physical and mental fatigue you have to fight through. Hours of fighting tiredness, because who can actually get a full 6-8 hours of sleep beforehand when your mind is racing on the epic adventure you're about to embark on? But that's the thing. That's what makes these rides so special for me. Overcoming these challenges together, putting our minds together and figuring out what we should do to keep moving forward and getting to our goal, knowing that K6 and Warbeard are feeling the exact same thing. There's also something to be said about the human mind's ability to find beauty in those moments of misery, when you're shivering, your fingers hurt from the cold, and yet you can still take it all in. It forces you to live in that exact moment with all 5 of your senses firing off at the same time. From the touch and feel of every single bump and crevasse in the road, the motorcycle vibrating at your fingertips, hearing all the sounds that you can only experience on a motorcycle, the wind rushes around through your helmet as if it has somewhere it needs to be in a hurry, to the constant drone of your engine firing off beneath you. The taste of truly fresh air when you're in the middle of nowhere is definitely something else. And the smells that all this world has to offer. It's like a smorgasbord of scents, from flowers to the unique, freshly wet pavement smell from the morning dew. And yes, the not so good smells of thousands of cows, skunks, and other odd things. Seeing with your own eyes the sheer beauty of what this country has to offer is absolutely mind-baffling. And trust me when I say that the camera can absolutely do no justice to the sight of the sunrise on the wide open road. Watching the sky burst with colors as the sun begins to touch and crawl across the road ahead of you. You have a chance to watch nature do something no man can recreate, as it rebirths daylight from the night, as life rises from the darkness. Now I know they say there are only 5 senses, but as a motorcyclist, I beg to differ. There is this amazing thing that happens when you ride where your body can feel the changes in temperature, like running into an invisible wall. It's such a unique thing to experience. The way you can feel the atmospheric pressure change around you as it fully engulfs your body is something I personally never knew we could experience until I started riding. Now, if you do not ride, this may be something you may not likely have ever experienced, but for those of you who do ride, you know. So when you ask why we do this to ourselves, why we go on these insane long distance rides, if you take all that I've mentioned, oh, and believe me when I tell you I'm missing things, tie all that together, the sensations you experience, the challenges you overcome, the hours of laughter, the hours of misery, and for me, doing it with a group of people who choose to be there, not because they have to, but because they know what this experience brings to life. That is why we do it. With all that is going on in this world is my way of living in the moment and remembering what it is to experience something that is far greater than ourselves.